to the SYEP 10-minute tip video series. Have you searched for job after job with no luck? Well, Chelta Wray from Next Gen Pathways is here to talk about making your resume stand out.
Hi, my name is Chelta Wray, and I'm the Next Gen Pathways Coordinator for the Hampton Workforce Council, and here are 5 helpful tips on creating a great resume. Tip number 1, keep in mind that your resume is going to change throughout life, and it's what I like to call a living document. So that means your contact information, your employment information, your education information, as well as your skill sets are going to constantly improve as you mold and go through life. So the person that you are now is not going to be the same in the next year, the next 5 years, or the next 10 years and greater. So that means your contact information, such as your name, your email address, phone number, and physical address will change. Your skills that you know now, they're going to actually get better, and you're going to improve as you get more into the work field that you desire. Your education may change. If you're in high school and you need to go to school to get technical certifications or licenses, those are things that are going to change as well. So always remember that your resume is going to change as you go through life. Tip number 2, contact information. As a coordinator, I experience a lot of interesting emails and voicemails from our students, and one thing that we constantly stress is the importance of making the best impression, because your resume is your first impression. So anything that would make your parents or your teacher cringe when it comes to an email, think of the correct response of maybe putting your name instead. So if you have something like Rump Shaker 2020, you may want to take that off. If you have a voicemail and it says, "Hey, I'm sorry I can't hear you." Gotcha. You might want to change that, because an employer is going to hang up and they're not going to answer. So go with a standard if you're not comfortable with doing a personalized version. That means you may want to say, "Hi, my name's Chelta." You want to change that for your own name, of course. "I can't come to the phone right now, but if you leave your name, number, and a brief message, I'll get back to you as soon as possible." Or you can go with the standard one where you just say your name and it'll tell them that you will come back later. You can also use the variation that uses your phone number, but if you do that, make sure that that information is correct on your resume. Tip number 3, try to stay away from templates. Templates, a lot of them are outdated. Some of them use margins that don't maximize the space that you can use on your resume. And when you upload them, if the company does not have the same software, it can come back jumbled and actually look like computer code as opposed to looking like your resume. So try to stay away from templates. Tip number 4, you always want to make sure that you are revising your resume. Revisions are extremely important, because if I'm an employer and I see that you're saying you have excellent attention to detail skills, but I notice that periods aren't where they're supposed to be, commas are being misused, you might be using text lingo as opposed to using actual grammar, and if you're using capitalized letters or lowercase letters in the wrong place, or even worse, if you're using present tense for positions you're no longer holding, then that may be a problem for me as an employer, because I'm actually noticing that you don't have attention to detail skills. So always be mindful of doing revisions. And tip number 5, make sure that you are being truthful. Telling the truth is always important, and you don't want to exaggerate, especially for skills that you don't possess. Why would you work so hard to get something that you're not ready for? So just make sure that you're taking your time and applying those skill sets to positions that you're actually qualified for. And lastly, this is kind of like a plus or a bonus tip. If you're someone that doesn't have a lot of experience in work, or maybe you've never had a job, if you've ever volunteered, if maybe you've done an internship, if you've helped out a family friend, I want you to know that those are actually work skills too, and you can list those on your resume. These are some helpful tips for you when you create your resume, and so hopefully you'll be able to utilize them. Best of luck to you. And if you ever need any assistance, please contact me or one of our staff at 757-510-0481 or at our center at 757-233-8686. Have a good one.
There are times where more is better. But when it comes to your resume, most employers only spend 10 seconds looking at it. Think about what you want to say in those first 10 seconds to make yourself stand out. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to Chelta Wray at 757-233-8686. If you want the chance to earn some free SYEP swag, take the quick quiz below. We'll see you next week as we talk about the power of networking.